Okay, and good evening, everybody. As it is 6:30, we will call to order the general meeting of Palos Township, January 11th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. If we could please stand for the pledge.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and
justice for all. And if we could have roll call, please, Clerk Nolan.
Trustee Riley,
Here.
trustee Woods,
Here.
trustee Brannigan,
Here.
trustee James is absent at this point. Supervisor Schubin,
Yes, present.
okay. A quorum,
Okay, thank you for that. Approval of the minutes of December 14th, 2020. If everybody has had time to review. Any questions? Any changes? Otherwise, motion for approval would be in order.
So move. Second.
Trustee Woods, seconded by trustee Riley. Any questions? Any further discussion? Having none, if we could have roll call, please, Clerk Nolan.
trustee Brannigan,
Yes.
trustee Riley,
Yes.
trustee Woods,
Yes.
supervisor Schumann.
Yes.
Ayes have it, motion carried 4-0.
Okay, thank you for that. This evening, we have no special presentations or communications at this time. We'll move into reports of officials. Under my report, I have a couple items. If everybody is aware, and maybe not, there was a very large fire in Palos Hills over Christmas holidays. And so I've been working with the Kiwanis to give a donation. The Red Cross has been in service to the people that have been left homeless and without any of their wherewithal to live. So it was quite devastating. An entire building was burned. I believe it was between 50 to 60 people, residents that were left displaced. So if anybody knows of any businesses, anybody that is interested in giving a donation, we contact the Kiwanis, which is Alderman Mike Labar is running that effort. And you can also go through the city of Palos Hills also. But the township has been moving forward with that.
Madam Supervisor.
Yes.
We could let the record reflect that trustee Jeans arrived at 6:33.
Okay, I've got it.
I apologize for being late.
Right, okay, trustee. We just are getting underway.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, so if anybody has any questions or anything to say regarding that, or has any ideas for the Kiwanis, they're continuing their efforts to help the residents out. Senior clubs. So as you know, we have a grant program for many of our senior groups, which they really look forward to every year for their efforts of gathering and going on field trips and hosting their meetings every month. And this year, it looks as if that's going to be on hold, as they've asked for it to be on hold, because many of the clubs have not been gathering due to age and people being afraid to get together in any kind of capacity. So that's a significant part of our senior grant program is all these clubs. So as of right now, that's pretty much on hold until we hear from them. But I don't anticipate anything happening anytime soon, as the virus is still very prevalent and they're just too afraid to meet. So that's an unfortunate thing for them. We're always happy to do that grant program for the seniors. But again, at this time, we're not going to be dispensing those funds because they are holding off on meetings. So if that changes at any point, I will certainly advise the board. And that will conclude my report. Clerk Nolan.
Yes, good evening. Okay, I just want to just let you know that I did complete the, every year, once a year I have to complete a training on the Open Meetings Act and the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA and OMA. I did complete both of those. On the Open Meetings Act, I know it so well that I got everything right when I had to answer. So I was like, okay. The FOIA, quite a bit longer. There was 118 things that I had to like go through, and I think there was like 20 more than usual. So some new things. And what I did is you're able to make, as you go to each section, you're able to copy something out. So I printed some out in case I need them. So just to let the board know that I did complete what I was supposed to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Nolan. Any questions for Clerk Nolan regarding that? Okay, attorney's report.
And there is no legal report this evening, Madam Supervisor.
Okay, thank you for that. Reports of standing committees, Finance and Administration, Trustee Woods.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. As anybody can see, I guess this will be sort of cover a little bit of Rich's report as well. As everybody can see, the new website is up and running. I think it looks great. It looks a lot more functional than the old site. I have started the process of transferring over the documents from the old Transparency Center to the new one. We'll be able to host more documents on this new site as it has a larger server. And then recapping the installation of the new finance software. It's scheduled to be up and running and ready for use by mid-May. Once it's up and running, we're going to be able to put our check registers online, our warrant lists, our payroll, everything will be able to go online with this new system, this new software. We'll be able to save accounting fees for the preparation of our annual reports by generating straight from the new software, and we'll be placing those online as well. Unless there's any questions regarding my report, that concludes my report.
Okay, the website is looking very functional. It's very nice.
It looks
Thank
great.
Okay, policy and personnel, we have no changes to anything with personnel issues. Technology, automation, and information, Trustee Riley.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor, and thank you, Brent, for the rundown on the website. Everything looks good. Other than the new website, that's it. There's no further report this evening. Thank you.
Okay. Buildings and grounds, Trustee Jeans.
First of all, I want to thank Trustee Woods and Riley for the website. I think it looks great. It seems very functional, so it's a lot easier. So thank you. And I have no report, Madam Supervisor. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You know, along with certainly Trustee Woods, but if y'all are at all at the township and talking with Diane, she has also undergone training and put in quite a bit of time working on the website also. So if you do talk to her, maybe give her a shout out and thanks for all her efforts too, because she has put a lot of time into it, both going over it with the website folks that, you know, showed her and taught her things. And she's really done a nice job additionally with Trustee Woods.
I certainly will, because as we know, it does take a lot of people that are working with it every day to make it work. So thank you. I'll make sure I say thank you to her.
Thank you. Okay, Public Services and Health, Trustee Brannigan.
No report tonight.
Okay. Okay, is there any unfinished business before the board?
Oh, this is Clerk Nolan.
Yes.
Not business. I just want to say again, thanks to Brent and to Diane and to Trustee Riley. But they've done a great job with that website. Seriously, it really helps me in my job as a clerk. And Diane's just really, really great about helping me with everything. So I will have to remind her about the website. So thanks for reminding me. And thank you guys. It looks good.
You're welcome.
A lot of work. A lot of work. Which I know I couldn't do. So I'm really happy you did it. The website. I had to put together, no.
Okay, is there any other unfinished business before the board? Any new business to be brought before the board? Okay, having none, we will move into citizens wishing to address the board. If you're wishing to address the board, just put your hand up. We will call on you and you will have 2 minutes to speak in the public comment. You will be advised when your 2 minutes are ended. All right, looks like first up is Laura's iPhone.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Laura Hartman, and I'm here tonight to talk about the fact that last week our nation sat in horror as we watched a seditious attack on U.S. soil by a sitting president of the United States. How that happened was our nation had decided we could tolerate lying on the local, state, and federal platform. This ties into your board because at no juncture has the board censured Trustee Brannigan. It's very clear now as we watch propaganda turn regular citizens into domestic terrorists that attempt to overthrow and free a fair election, that lying has consequences. And it is more crucial now than ever for board members to fight for their oath, for their board, for their constituents, and their taxpayers. At every turn, Sharon Brannigan has intimidated, lied, abused police resources, everything in her power to attack and threaten those that choose to dissent. Every one of you on this board has sworn an oath. Your failure to censure Sharon Brannigan is a dereliction of your oath. At what point should voters think that they could trust Sharon Brannigan not to use her office? She's running to be the assessor. Does anyone expect us to believe she's not going to use property tax assessment as her new form of intimidation? She tried having me arrested for writing her an email. I was at a trial where she lied under oath. I'm not quite certain what needs to happen for the members of your board to fight for your taxpayers, your constituents, our state, our nation. We're a nation under siege, and it seems that lying should have consequences. We watched in horror with our children as lying had no consequences. I urge this board to do the right thing and censure Trustee Brannigan. Anything less is your endorsement of her.
Okay, next up is iPhone.
1 second here.
Mhm.
Okay. He's unmuted. iPhone.
iPhone is unmuted.
Hello there. I'm glad that you all got back from Washington safely. It was very disturbing last week when we saw a bunch of mobs fired up by racism to attack our nation's capital. That people will try to confuse the issue about fraudulent elections, but the only thing fraudulent about the elections was that our government officials tried to steal them, and they tried to stop voters, especially minorities, from voting in those elections. So this action last Wednesday at the Capitol had its roots in a racism, in American racism, which has been here a long time. And the whole question of whether minorities have the right to representation, if minorities have the right to vote, has been a hot issue in this country ever since the end of the Civil War. So for over 150 years, we've been trying to resolve this question. And this township board is trying to take us backwards. Rather than solving the question of racism in America, they are trying to make it even stronger institution in this country. If you want to fight against racism, if you want to make America a better place to live, you will get rid of Sharon Brannigan. Let me repeat myself. If you want America to be a better place to live, and if you want to fight against racism, you will get rid of Sharon Brannigan.
It's time.
Okay. Thank you. iPhone. Next up is anti. Anti, you're unmuted.
ANTI?
No, it's anti-racist. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My concern is that when one of your board members commits perjury or abuses their authority or has a conflict of interest and violates every code of ethics that's in your handbook, and you do have the authority to censure that individual, which is Sharon Brannigan. My question is, why aren't you taking any actions? And is it because you agree and you condone to whatever her actions are, or especially violating First Amendment rights? And that's a civil suit. That is a huge civil violation, human rights violation, practicing First Amendment rights. And if you're not taking any actions of it, is it because that you agree with it, or is it because you can't do anything about it? And if you can't do anything about it, I'll be more than glad to educate you on what you can do and how to do it. I'll be more than glad to show you how you can do it and what to do. But I really want this question answered, that I will give you the remaining of my time, and I'll only spend 30 seconds to know, why aren't you, as the supervisor or as a board, taking any actions against Sharon Brannigan? Is it because she didn't do anything wrong, or is it because there's nothing you can do, or is it because you agree to what she did and you feel like she was that right? So I will give you the remaining of my time. If anybody wishes to answer my question, I would really appreciate it. If not, then we will have to, like we are doing right now, is take the second step. And taking the second step is really not in your best interest. So I will give the remaining of my time if anybody would like to answer.
Okay, thank you. Next up is racist. You are
Hello.
unmuted.
Yes, hello. First of all, I want to say that we FOIA'd, I agree with everything that everyone has said. I want to also say that we FOIA'd hundreds and hundreds of emails of Brannigan's. And in one of the emails, are really funny. She called the FBI. She contacted the FBI to try and come and get us and investigate us. The FBI, one of the most racist government institutions in this country and maybe the world, even denied that, right? It's just crazy. It's just how racist you are for you to even call them and request they investigate us, right? And then they denied your ass and they said, no, we're not investigating them. And this is a local issue. And then you said that we should be convicted of treason, which I think is really, really funny, right? Two, we've been saying this about white supremacy, and let's call it what it is. It's white supremacy, it's fascism, all right? We've been talking about this since Brannigan, since his campaign started, and even before. And we've been saying that we cannot have dialogues with racists and white supremacists. We cannot sit around and hug each other and love each other. We cannot respect people who are white supremacists. The ideology must be uprooted, and we've been saying this since the beginning. And we've been telling you, all of you, the township trustees, that if you don't do anything about Brannigan, that means you're taking the side of white supremacy and you're influencing other people to say the things that Brannigan does and then act on them. And if you don't do anything on them to stop them, if there's an action towards racism, that's what we saw in Washington, D.C. is a result of that. Is a result of government and law enforcement in action.
Okay, next up is Bill. Is Bill unmuted?
I've invited him to unmute.
Okay.
Oops, go again. Try again, Bill. Unmute.
Okay, Bill, you're unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For 4 years, Donald Trump has been an open racist. He's also been an open Islamophobe. It's part of the reason millions of his fellow white supremacists elected him. Now, for the past nearly 4 years, Sharon Brannigan has also been an open racist and an open Islamophobe. And as has happened in DC nationally, none of you on the board have the courage or the integrity to say anything or do anything about it. Now, yes, Sharon has issued 5 of what she calls apologies. But having looked at her emails from 2017 all the way through October of 2020, every time she's contacted by one of her fellow racists, she doesn't say she's sorry. She doesn't say she was misquoted. She thanks them for their support and says she will carry on that good fight of upholding racism, white supremacy, and Islamophobia. You're all well aware of that. You're all well aware of how many times she has lied. And you've done nothing. Yes, you might have talked among each other, and you might have issued this secret letter, but that was only done after she decided to run for assessor. All it is providing a little bit of political cover for you guys, so you can say, oh, we're not racists. We're not running with her. You're not running with her because she decided not to run with you. She has been playing all of you because she knows you're cowards. She knows none of you will say a thing to the media about her lies. And when you allow yourself to be bullied, this is what you should expect. And instead of blaming the protesters, look in the mirror and blame yourself.
Okay, next up is Seif. You are unmuted.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to say that I will be supporting every capacity to vote Sharon out in the next several months. And I hope Sharon, and I look forward to Sharon not being elected in the next couple of months. And I hope Sharon can use this time to really reflect on how much she has hurt Palos residents and the community at large. And on that note, I also want to say that this local community is not immune to the racism and the white supremacy that exists nationally. And I hope this board can really reflect on the actions they have taken the past several years and really try to find a discourse or a route for change. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else wishing to speak in public comment? Is there anybody else wishing to speak in public comment?
Colleen, it's Sharon. If everyone is finished, I just wanted to say one thing at the end of it. Okay.
Okay, yes. And I think Trustee Woods, I think Keith maybe wants to say something.
Seif again?
Okay. Let me
think
find them in the list. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi.
You're unmuted.
You're unmuted.
You hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to throw in a couple of shout outs to first the staff and to the board for serving. It's no easy task. And yeah, the website does look great. It takes time to do those things. So kudos to everyone who had a hand in that. And regarding the taxes, I don't know why people keep voting over and over for those that keep raising their taxes. A little homework goes a long way. And I just want to say one quote, leave everyone with one quote from Ronaldus Magnus. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else before Trustee Brannigan speaks? I'm not seeing any hands, I don't believe. Okay, Trustee Brannigan, you are up.
Okay, just wanted to reiterate the thanks on the beautiful website. I had a chance to go over it really well. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much for putting that together. It's awesome. And I think it'll help a lot of people in our township be able to see what's been going on in meetings through the past nearly 4 years. So thank you so very much for that. Awesome, awesome work. The other thing I wanted to address was if Clerk Nolan could please preserve the minutes of tonight and the audio Zoom in particular of the people that have spoken, in particular the first and third speakers this evening for purposes of filing a defamatory lawsuit against them and accusing me of untruths, lying in court or anywhere on this board at any given time at all. It's very defamatory, and I'm going to be seeking lawyers to defend myself on that, and accusing me of lying. So the end on that. And otherwise, those are my two comments. If you could please, Jane, please preserve the minutes and the audio Zoom portion. Thank you.
Okay, if that concludes public comment, I don't see any other hands. There is no executive session to be had this evening. A motion for adjournment would be in order.
So moved, Jeans.
And I will second. Trustee Jean, seconded by Schumann, for adjournment at 6:58. And if we could have roll call, please.
Trustee Woods,
Yes.
trustee Jeans,
Yes.
trustee Riley,
Yes.
trustee Brannigan,
Yes.
Supervisor Schumann.
Yes.
Ayes have it, motion carried 5-0.
Okay, thank you everybody for attending. Stay safe and be well.
Thank you.